Waterproof stealth shelter, no tarp, no cordage, knife only. I'll hike into the woods. I'll build my stealth shelter using only the natural materials around me, and my only tool is a knife. Welcome to Doug Shoe Bushcraft. This video is about building a stealth shelter. I'm also testing out this knife. Got it from Tractor Supply for $12.99. Schrade calls it a mini machete. In my opinion, this is below the length threshold for a machete, so I'd call that a large knife. I guess it's arbitrary. So I'm chopping on this pine log. It is softwood, and I want to get off these stubs of limbs, so I was chopping. Granted, with a really dry pine tree, the knots can be hard, but still, got two giant chips in it. So I'll put the link in the description in case you want to check it out or maybe buy one yourself. But would you? And this is a time to stop using it by all safety standards, because that giant amount of damage, what can happen is that the blade can break right in half and this go flying and hurt someone. And I'm out here alone, so if the person is me, then can't get help from anyone else, right? Not likely. But this is one of those things, do as I say, not as I do, because I'm frankly going to keep using it to build my shelter. What can give you away with a stealth shelter are the straight lines. A lot of people like to build a nice teepee-shaped shelter. I do. However, then there's a triangle beckoning everyone. Just your eyes are drawn to that triangle. Even a lean-to, you can see that straight line. So every other angle is covered by thick brush. This is my door, and this is the only view someone can really get of the shelter itself. So I'm going to try to disguise those broken or cut ends of my rafters with another log. So when you look at it, if I do it right, when you look at it, you'll just see a couple fallen logs, and then I'll artificially like introduce some dead brush. So how'd I do? Is that great big long one I forgot to cut off. Other than that, I think it's disguising the ends of my rafters. That's the roof of my shelter from behind. In other words, the opposite side of my front door. And no one's going to see that because the brush is so thick here, but I have the camera in the middle of the brush. I just want to say, when I build a shelter, I don't want to make a booby trap. In other words, like a human-sized mouse trap, that something happens and it collapses and it's so heavy that it injures me, or it could even kill me if it was too heavy, right? Or makes it so it's so heavy I'm trapped in there. But that wood has been drying, almost all of it, so it's light for the size of the logs. However, it's strong. The other thing I want to test is the strength. I just do that by walking on it. The structure for my roof is done. I put all these logs close together. For waterproofing is your log, but you got these cracks, holes. So now, waterproofing, first thing I'm going to do is get shorter logs, particularly these rotted, punky sort of logs, or fragments thereof, and start clogging up my cracks. And after all the cracks are clogged up, or at least most of them, then shingles of bark. This is my first layer of waterproofing. That's done. Now I need some shingles. I mean, this would be fine in a lot of weather, but then really heavy ongoing rain, I'd want some shingles. So I'm going to forage some bark. The shelter is 60 feet dead ahead. I'll walk there and wave at you and then get in the shelter. So this is the most visible angle, and I haven't really done anything to that as far as camouflage. I'm just using that fallen log and that secondary fallen log to cover the end of my rafters. So I'll go in the shelter now. Okay, so I'm calling it there. It's enough construction work on the shelter for one day. Took me 3 hours with the filming. So if I wasn't video recording myself, maybe it would have been 2 hours. But that's enough for today. As far as the construction, what I have is a lean-to with a waterproof roof. So I have a nice place to get out of the rain. Got basically open sides, completely open front. There's no finished floor yet. I could camouflage the front more. If I go in there and lay down, I'm out of sight, but if I'm like sitting in front of it or in the mouth, then I'm visible. So I could have camouflage in the front. And there's other things I could do as well. That could be the topic for future videos. If you're interested, please let me know in the comments, and we'll see if we can make that happen. Thanks for joining me, guys. Abraham believed in the God who brings the dead back to life and who creates new things out of nothing. Even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham kept hoping, believing that he would become the father of many nations. Romans 4:17 and 18.